Hello, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So, students, I'm your science educator, and from today onwards, I will be taking your science classes. Today, we have chapter number 1, which is about living and non living things. So, what we have to study in this chapter, because we already discussed so many things related to living things and non living things. So, first of all, we are going to in depth of living things and non living things. So, let's get started. But before starting this chapter, have a look on the learning objective. First, we have to discuss about natural and man-made things. After that, we have to concentrate about living things and non-living things. And at the last, we have the third objective, characteristics of living and non-living things. So, let's get started. Here we have natural and man-made things. Among the things we see around us, some are made by people. These things include houses, cars, bicycles, chairs, table, televisions, computers, walls, dolls, and many other items created by people. We call these things man-made or human-made things. So what we understand here? These are the things which is made by people, made by human beings. That's why we are calling it human made things, or we can also say man made things, right? So those things which is made by people, that are your generally man made things, and we have examples: houses, cars, bicycle, chairs, tables, and television, etc. and etc. Next we have, on the other hand, there are things like mountains, rivers, stones, and sands, clouds, water, the sun, the moon, and the stars. These things are found in nature just as they are, and they are not made by people. That's why we're calling them natural things. So what we understand here, those things which are not made by people, and that is naturally as in nature as they are. We can also say these things are given by God. Those are your natural things. So here we have a differentiation between natural things and man-made things. I hope, students, this is clear to you. Now, how you have to clarify this concept in detail? So you have to make a list, five things list, seeing your surrounding, five for natural things and five for man-made things. And now after that, you can easily classify between natural and human-made things. Next, we have living and non-living things. So this is our previous concept which we already learned in our earlier classes, right? So the basic definition we have for living things is are born, grow, reproduce, age, and eventually die. So what does mean? So it is a life cycle, right? First we born, then we grow, then we reproduce, and then age, and at end of the moment we just die. So this is a life cycle which is played by living things and not played by your non-living things. So this is the difference between living things and non-living things. As we discussed, non-living things are not born, they do not grow, reproduce, age, or die. So you can simply see your chair, your bag, your ball. If you've seen them after 2 to 3 years, they are just they could be damaged, but they cannot be grow, right? So it means those things which not representing any kind of growth in their life, those are your non-living things. And you can simply see, after all learning so much about living and non-living things by in your earlier classes, you can simply differentiate between living things and non-living things. Okay. Next, all living things are natural. They cannot be made by men. Among all non-living things, some are man-made while others are natural. So what we understand, those things which are we say natural. Okay. So those are not human made. Those are in nature as they are. They are given by God, and non-living things are those things which is made by human beings. That's it. Okay. Now we have to discuss about the characteristics of living things. So what are the characteristics of living things we have? First of all, we have to understand, ma'am, what does mean by characteristics? So basically characteristics is about their features. Okay. So what are the features we have for living things? Living things can move. As you simply say, right now me and you can move from one place to another place. Right now I teach you and my hand movements are done by me. It means I am a living thing. But for example, if I have this AC remote, so it could not be moved from this place to that place by their own energy. This remote need a external force. So this is the difference between non-living thing and living things. Next we have living things grow. It means when you born and right now you are grow too much, right? So this is the significant that you are a human being and you are a living thing. Or we can also see the growth process in animals, in plants as well. So it means these all things are natural. These all things are living things. Now living things require food and water. So we need growth in our life, right? And we cannot grow without food and water. So that's why living things need food and water. Next we have living things breathe. So right now you and me, we all breathe in and breathe out. We're doing this process without considering it. So it means we need breathe, we need oxygen to live for our survival. Next, we have living things can feel and respond to their surroundings. It means if right now I slap you, so you have a reaction towards me, right? So it means you are a living thing. But in suppose case I slap this AC remote, so it could not show any reaction to me, right? So it means it is a non-living thing. Next, we have living things have ability to reproduce. Reproduce means they can born a new one like them, right? So it is means it is a living thing. Next, we have living things have a life cycle that includes death. So we already discussed about this in our above concept where we discussed first we born, then we grow, then we age, then we reproduce, then we age, and at the end of the moment we die. So this is a life cycle which is played by human beings, not non-living things. Okay, next we have living things move. So now we have to detail, we have to study in each characteristics in detail. So as I already discussed with you that living things can move. Chicks run, birds fly, dog run, lions move, fishes swim, humans walk. Thus animals and humans move. They move from one place to another place. Animals move in search of food and water or to protect themselves from enemies. So there is no main ke what is the reason for their movement. They move for finding food, they move for protection, but the thing is that they can move their own. They don't need any external force. Now the question is, ma'am, okay, fine, human beings can move from one place to another place. I also seen my dog that move from one place to another place, but I never seen plants from move from one place to another place. But students, this is not true. Plants also travel, plants also move. They just move their direction. For example, plants are fixed to the soil, as we know, with their roots and do not move from one place to another. However, they show movements in their parts, right? So flower buds open out into flowers, sunflowers turn to face the sun, thus plants show some movement. Okay, so they cannot move like us from one place to another place, but they can move by rising a flower from the bud, or we can also say by change the direction towards the direction of sunlight. So in that way plants also move. Next we have living things grow. So that is we already discussed about this. Little chicks grow up into hens, kittens become cats, babies become adults, young saplings grow into big plants. Thus it is clear that all living things grow. So this is very easy concept. After 5 to 6 years, if I seen this AC remote, so it could not be a single height, right? A single centimeter. But you and me, we have growth in our structure in by shape, in size. It could be anything, but we have a growth. Next, we have living things required wood. Living things required food and water. So for we need growth, right? We grow. So for growth, we need food and water. So what helps animals, people, and plants to grow? What gives them the energy to move? Certainly, foods helps them grow and gives energy to move and work. Plants prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So we already discussed about photosynthesis in our earlier classes, right? So what does mean by photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process by which plants can make their food with the help of water, soil, carbon dioxide, air. So and the last we have sunlight. So these are the five things needed by plants to make their food, and this process is referred as photosynthesis, where photo means sunlight and synthesis means the formation of their food, right? So animals cannot make their food, they eat plants and other animals. So animals, they don't have this much ability to make their food their own, so they have to dependent for their food on other animals and or plants. So next we have living things breathe. As we already discussed right now, you and me, all of us breathe in and breathe out without considering it. So all living things need air to breathe. Air contains oxygen, which all living things need. If there is no air, living things will die. Living things have special organs for breathing. So now the question is, ma'am, okay, fine, we need air and we consume oxygen, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. But how this process going to happen? So this process happen in humans with the help of their nose, and after nose, they passes their air through windpipe reaches to the lung. If we are talking about the plants, they breathe through tiny spores, which we already discussed in the plants part, that we have a stomata where they have tiny spores and they breathe with the help of that stomata. Dogs, cats, cows, lions, birds, and frogs and people all have lungs inside their bodies, and with the help of their lungs, they can breathe in and breathe out. If we are talking about fish, so they do this thing with the help of their gills, and we have some other insects, so they are doing the breathing process with the help of their air holes, which we call it spiracles, and air tubes along the side in their bodies, so they use them to breathe. So we have different parts, different organs in our body to breathe in or breathe out as respectively to the particular kind of living thing. If we are talking about human beings, so they use their lungs. If we are talking about the cat, lion, dog, so they are also using their lung. But if we are talking about fish, so they are using their gills. And we are talking about the insects, they are use their tiny holes inside their body, which we called it, what we called it, spiracles. So next we have living things feel and respond to surroundings. It means we show reaction, we respond to the we respond to the situation. If we prick the leg of a pet dog, it once withdraws its legs and runs away. If we pinch a baby, it starts crying. If we touch the leaves of touch me not plant, it at once closes its leaves. The rain tree closes its leaves at sunset. So what we understand here, that we have a particular stimuli towards a particular thing, right? So if for example we pick the leg of our dog, so what their reaction? Its reaction would be they just withdraw her leg and run away. If we are talking about a baby and if we pinch it, so what will be the result? It will start crying. If we touch a touch me not plant, so what happened? The plant, the leaves of that particular plant get closed. So it means they're showing stimuli, they show reaction. It means these are living things. Some flowers open in the morning and close at night. This shows that living things are sensitive. They feel and react to changes in the surroundings. So according to their surroundings, they feel things and accordingly they react as well. Next, we have living things reproduce. Living things have the ability to give to their own kind. This process is called reproduction. So as you've seen that your mother have you, right? Your nanny, your grandmother have your mother. It means that this is a process. With the help of this process, living things can reproduce the living things can birth their own kind. Okay, so it means these are the living things we have. It is a process known as reproduction. Some animals like hen lay eggs, these eggs hatch and new baby comes out of each egg. Some animals like cats, horses, monkeys, and humans directly give birth to young ones. So the reproduction process classify into two things. One, where we have animals who produce eggs, and after hatching this egg, the new one is coming out from the particular egg. But as compared to other animals, some of them just directly birth the new young ones. Okay, so this is the difference between some kind of animals we have. So plants reproduce through seeds. A seed germinate into a plant when conditions are suitable. So have you ever ever sow a seed inside the soil, and after what we see the growth of that particular plant, it means it is a process of reproduction for the plants. Next we have living things have a life cycle. So yes, living things have a life cycle. Living things have a finite lifetime. Finite means a countable number, right? For example, we have a particular time on this earth and they eventually die after reaching that particular age. So different animals have varying lifespans. The average human lifespan is approximately 70 years. So you and me, we all are human beings and we have a last age on this earth. It could be your 70 years, it could be soon, it could be later, but the approximately estimation is about 70 years. That's it. If we are talking about some plants, so they have a life cycle within a single season or a year, while others live for 2 years or even longer. Trees in particular have the ability to live for many years. So if we are talking about the plants, they have very their lifespan. Some of them just live for a single season or a year, or some of them for an even longer year. For some of them have ability to live for 10 to 20 years as well. And the last, we have the differentiation between living things and non-living things. So this is the table you have to discuss by considering all the concept we learned till now in this chapter. So when you see in this table, you understand it. Each and every point is considered here. So students, this is the end of your exercise. So students, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you like this chapter and understood it very well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.